Catherine and um, George and Tammy. Good morning, y'all. Yes, I'm still kind of waking up, wiping my face here this morning. I've got my, if I tip it down, can you see? I've got a coffee with goat milk and eggs and one egg and ground beef for breakfast this morning. I'm going to eat breakfast with y'all. I hope that will work. Welcome to Simply Life with Simply Lesa. The Nevada saga continues. If you would please hit the thumbs up, it I guess helps the algorithms or whatever. Wow, my hair's not even braided really nice today, is it? My energy's kind of low. It's been a very stressful few days, the last few days, and not all in a negative sense, but just stressful, and I'm exhausted. So, aside from attempting not to talk with my mouth full, hi, Iris. Miss Iris, I hope your car is doing well. Um, please, if you'd like to ask me a question, I love to answer questions for you guys. And especially this morning, I'm enough uh, worn out, worn down, whatever words, tired, whatever you want to say, that answering your questions would probably come easier to me today than trying to think what you guys need to know. This is very hot. Hold on a second. I don't know if you can see the steam. I can see the steam. Yes, I am still at or back at the house sitting situation. So please, if you would put three uppercase Q's in front of your questions for me so I can see them. I do have super chats, super thanks, Cash App, Face, Cash App, PayPal, me, which is like donations, friends and family kind of thing. Um, the saga continues. Things are improving for many of the people here in this valley, and yet it's challenging. There's a gold mine about 40 miles away where the town is, where the general store, grocery store thing is. Um, and that gold mine has evidently just laid off half their employees. So I'm seeing how my hair's not right today. I'm going to try to just ignore it. So, okay. So, that layoff has affected all the people in this. It's called Round Mountain. Good morning, Betty Joe. It's good to see you in name and form. And be on the road. Hi, guys. So that's affected the people in this valley. This valley is called Smoky Valley. I know I've been putting on the term Round Mountain. I'm closest to the town called Carver. I'm halfway between Tonopah and Austin. Hey, I remembered the names of the towns this morning. Oh, it's Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. I thought maybe, I couldn't remember which one of you it was. I'm pretty sure Bernie comes on with Bernie, so pardon me. I'm having breakfast with y'all this morning. I don't know that this is going to be very interesting. I feel like I'd like to cut it short. I have my little traveler's cheap craft paper, scribble books, journal books, whatever. And I was starting to make my to-do list for what's going on. And yes, please use your uppercase cues and ask me questions to help me focus and to give you guys what you need today. I'm sitting on, this is a lovely hay bale cob house that I've been house sitting in. I showed you some of this last week. And this woman came home this week and we spent time together. I thought I was going back to sleep in the tracker at the shop. And instead, I was able to help her do some projects and things. And then there is this, George just asked a question, how is the new old car? We're going to talk about that because that came up this week. And so that's part of why I am exhausted, stressed, worn down, worn out today. And I think I'm going to take a lot of rest and do the things I need to do slowly today. So I'm sitting on this lovely maroon sofa, love seat sofa, and I did not make my bed. I'll show y'all. I'm human, but I did yesterday. I was able to go get my own sleeping bag, which I used as a blankie last night. I needed my own blankie. I've been that tired, stressed, whatever you want to call it. So, what has happened this week? So please ask me questions to help me focus. And I'm making a note because the things I need to do are, I offered to help do a small painting project here at this house and reinstall the weather stripping on the doors. So I have to get that painted so it can dry today. Most likely tomorrow, which is Monday. Most likely, but I'm not 100% certain. I most likely will need to go to Tonopah, to the Nevada DMV to get a moving permit. So that I can drive a vehicle back to Arizona in a somewhat legal way without having it registered and have the plates for it until I can get to Arizona where I can do it in my own state. I do believe I'm saying that correctly. I probably will not be on here too long, Catherine. It probably will be short today. So, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Catherine. I hope your situation is stabilizing or something. It's so nice to know that 11 people are here this morning and that I've got 7 thumbs up. I appreciate you all. I love to be able to come out on Sundays and give you updates. And I wish I was doing more constructive, like teaching or whatever. I still will answer your questions and support you in what's going on with you in your life. And if you want to switch and ask me questions about how to do something or how to mentally do one of these long breakdown situation survival things, I can talk to you about that. I'm back to my list again because I'm just remembering I also have to go pick figs in the greenhouse and make I need to make more fig jam for the homeowner. She loved the fig jam I made for her while she was away. And she decided to take some of it down to her sisters in a nearby town on her way. This woman was on her way to Arizona for a class. And this woman evidently is uh, a natural building teacher or something of that nature. She's been around the permaculture community a long, long time. And so she evidently teaches people some of this stuff. And I've done this construction and this kind of stuff before, and building cob ovens and pizza ovens and stuff like that, especially in Costa Rica. But I haven't told you guys those stories, and I need to, and I will as I get rested, as things kind of calm down. So I still have not answered George's questions. Um, uh, and I'm making another note because I'm remembering I got to do another thing. I'm even putting down things like, don't forget to feed the chickens this morning, right? Because oh, I don't have to feed them. I forgot. We set the chickens up with their own food because I wasn't going to be here this week, and that was one of the projects that I helped the homeowner to do, was to set it up so that the two hens could be okay even if nobody else was here. Oh, hi, baby girl. Oh, I miss her too. And boy, could I use a doggy hug. So when I get around you guys, as soon as that's possible, I will get as many people hugs and fur hugs as I can get around, because, I won't stay this kind of tired and feeling low energy and whatever else. I won't stay this way for long, but I need a slower day, I think, because the stress has been high. So I have been kind of holding back from putting it out in the online world that I had been offered a sweet deal on a car. The person who offered it to me was a widow. The car had been her late husband's. And when she realized that I was staying at the shop, she came back and asked me if there was the possibility that I would be willing to explore maybe a super cheap, few $100s deal on her husband's car, because she didn't want, every time she saw the car, she got sad because her husband has passed away. And so she asked me if I would consider helping her to remove it from her area by buying it for a few $100s, and that maybe it would help her because it would get it out of this valley, and it might help me because she thought it might be safe and good enough mechanically to possibly get me home. And it just being offered something like that just kind of, it hit like, I don't know what to say. Can I think about it a little bit? Because what are you gonna say? So I was like, I think I need to think about it a little bit. So I thought about it, and then I was like, well, I haven't even seen the car. And she's like, well, it's really dirty and it has a problem, and I want to get those things fixed, or get them close to fixed, so that you don't have too much to do to it. And I said, well, the first thing is I'm super allergic to dogs and cats, and I don't know if you've had, oh yeah, we used to have a German Shepherd. I was like, okay, so I'm really allergic to dog and cat hair, And one of the things that I always do when I get a new vehicle is I try to have it detailed so that I'm not reacting to the things that have been in the car before me. I'm kind of an empath, and I'm, really sensitive in my, health wise. Uh, I can be very allergic to things, and so it's just one of the things I think is good when you get into new cars: clean the other person's energy out and pull your own in, and especially clean the carpets as best you can if the dog's been in there. And then once it's detailed, you got to get the smell of what they've used for cleaning it out. So I told her that I'd love to know what it was for a car and how old it is and stuff like that, but that I didn't want to, I didn't want to even see it yet because I was tired. I was like, can I just mentally take this really slow? And she goes, yeah, it would be good for me to take it really slow too, because it was my husband's car. So, um, and I was like, okay, so it wasn't parked here. So first we had to get the person where it was. We had to have them move it over back here to this house. And then, of course, it had sat for 8 months. And so she was, of course, going through more grieving process, because as it came back here, then she's seeing it and remembering things with her husband again. And so, of course, I'm trying to be sensitive to that and whatever else. And so we got it detailed. She got the major issue taken care of mechanically. And then it was taken over to the mechanic's house, mechanic's shop, so that he could go over it. And so all that process has happened in the last 2 days. And this is what the car is. It is a 2002 Chevy Tracker. I know it's another Tracker, right? Incredible, because I wasn't asking. It came to me. And it's a ZR2 V6 with a 2.5 liter engine. Okay. That's what the car is. So yeah, what am I? What am I? Becoming a Chevy Tracker, what's the word? Am I building a fleet of Chevy Trackers now? Oh no. But this is a very rural, mountain mining people, country folks who go hang out at the local bar kind of place. And so I was calling it the hoopty car because I don't know if you guys have heard that term, but it's sort of I don't know. It was kind of an East Coast term, I think. Hoopties. And I may not spell it right. I've been spelling it HOOPTY or something, but hoopty car is what I'm calling it. Because I knew it was an older car with this fender trim missing and a couple of things, a fender panel a little bit bent, but not bad. And the paint job's all sunburned. I don't know. So I was just calling it the hoopty car, and I'd only seen the outside of it. So, so yesterday, not only did I get to see inside of it, well, I had seen in the back of the car the day before. And yesterday I saw in the back, I saw the whole car yesterday, and I was like, oh, how come there's duct tape around this shift the shift lever? Oh, and it's an automatic. I don't think I told you that, but it is. It's an automatic. And she told me the story about the shift thing almost broke or something. And so he stuck some rod in there, duct taped the thing up, and you got to pull on it really hard to make it, to get it in gear. And I was like, oh no, it really is a hoopty car. and then and then I noticed that like so he evidently, she told me the story. He evidently one day, I don't know, being all excited or something and driving after dark. I don't know the whole story, all the details. I don't remember. But he was driving and he missed like a sharp corner in a dirt road. And he missed it, flew off the road and, you know, just and landed. And it set off the airbags. So there's no airbags, which is not a big deal, but where the airbags were, there's a couple of screws and there's a lot of duct tape. And so he evidently had some trouble reaching to work on something in the back of the car. So he like cut a hole in the floor and lifted the floor out and then patched the floor to get to whatever mechanically he was trying to work on. So that's the kind of like mechanic he was. It wasn't like he was putting things back, you know, the trim's not going back. It was too much trouble or something. I don't know. You kind of get my drift though. It was very country, but it was the go-to car for every time they wanted to drive on a dirt mountain road. And every time they wanted to go to Fallon is the town from here where the Walmart is. And so if they'd go to Fallon, they had to go over a bunch of mountain passes. And so they would take that car, and on the way home, he would drive partially on the dirt roads through the mountains coming home. So that's the story with that. And then, so the front seat belt, the driver's seat belt is broken. I'm going to have, the mechanic is going to look at these things for me. The broken seat belt, what was the other thing? Oh, the shifter. I'm making a note because I don't want to forget. And I'm telling you, and I'm like, if I write it down right now, it's probably wise. What was the other thing? Oh, I think I'm missing a rear light bulb or something. I gotta, yeah. And there's no auto parts store now near here. The auto parts store, the closest one is in Tonopah. So that's an hour away. So, I'll probably have to get the light bulb when I go to the DMV, which could possibly be the day that I'm headed south again. It's a whole thing, people. But so yesterday I saw the car. And when he did that thing and the airbags went, evidently the glove box wouldn't stay closed. So he screwed an eyelet in, an eye hook in with the hook like you'd put on a chicken coop or something, and just hooked it with an S hook to the, so, yeah. At least the hood stays down when you're driving and it doesn't have bungee cords on it, okay? But that's what I'm lovingly, respectfully saying. This wasn't a big deal to them, and they weren't driving 11 and a half hours away. And so my drive to the cabin to check on the fact that the rats are starting to, the neighbors sent me pictures and the rats are starting to like look at my cabin. Can I pull pictures up to show you guys? Wouldn't that be save, highlight, share, mute? No, I guess I can't. I was thinking there was a way to, but I don't know. Okay, that one is start a poll. I'm not starting a poll. And so I can't do that. And that turns the camera around. Okay, that's good enough. I'm just going to let it be. So, I'm not seeing the live chat. I didn't push the right button. There's more people. I'm so sorry. I will go back and check on who else is here. I didn't push the button for the live chat, so I wasn't seeing you guys talking to each other and stuff. I think it is a blessing, and I think it's going to be okay. But so I saw the car yesterday, and I saw, the level of hooptiness or whatever. I mean, some people would call it a POS or I can't think of the other words. I can't think of the other words right quick that other people call, cars that aren't that great or that are really old or whatever. And this isn't that old, and it actually is a good car with a really good engine and stuff like that. I mean, the brand of car. And these cars, if you take good care of them, just like the particular 98 Tracker I already own, they both, if you take good care of them and you never crack the block, these things will go hundreds of thousands of miles, like 500,000 or 600,000 or more. Anyway, so but you gotta do super good maintenance, and it's the oil and the radiator coolant things that you got to really keep up on those things and make sure nothing, and the transmission fluids. You have to, oh yeah, I forgot to ask him about transmission fluid. But you gotta really, really maintain these to get the life out of these that's possible. So, it's a good thing I know Suzuki people, so I can ask questions about, oh God, what am I going to do about this or that or the other? So I just saw it yesterday, and I'm like, the seats are torn. It's minor. I'm telling you, it's minor. The carpet's missing out of it's minor. I'm not sure that I'm going to sleep in it yet, because I'm not sure that I haven't had enough time with it to know how it feels. But so the detailer that came, I was paying a partial, the lady who was helping me with the car, she was paying half for that, and I was paying half for that. Well, I went to pay the guy with one of my cards, and I couldn't. And he only had Cash App and something else. And Cash App wouldn't let me make the payment off of my debit card it was a thing anyways. So I got to drive it the first time with no plates on it, but that's legal for a few days in Nevada. But it's only legal limited amount of time, and technically you're supposed to be either heading to a mechanic or to the DMV. But in this case, it needed gas. He needed money, so I needed to get to an ATM. And I hadn't been to a grocery store in how long, and I hadn't driven except for this week. This week, the lady who owns this house had me a couple of times take the pickup truck and follow her with the vehicle while she was doing something here or picking something up. And then we went to the trash dump together. And so we did a bunch of things like that. So I had started to drive a little bit, driving a couple of her vehicles. And then, because I hadn't driven in 3 months. And so yesterday, not only did I see the car for the first time, but I drove it for the first time. And I get in the driver's seat, and I can't make the seatbelt work. So, and so I ended up putting the seatbelt in the passenger side seatbelt thing. You have to twist the thing around, which made the seatbelt, because it's only the what's it called? The belt itself is only so long. It's like right on my throat, and I'm like, okay, let's just do this thing. I can do everything else. And then trying to shift it out of park into drive, and you got to yank on it. And I was like, there's something, I need to look that up. Another note to self, right? The shifter. There's 2 things on this car. One is there's a push button, and I think I remember hearing somebody talk about it in a group one time. So I think that they're in one of my Zuki groups. So I think there's something to that maybe I'm supposed to do the push button thing or something. I don't know, but I'll look that up, because it has a transfer case that you can shift, but it also has automatic lock and hubs or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Where on my other tracker, mine are manual. I have to get out even in the mud or snow, and you have to lock the front hubs on my white tracker. So so now we're going to talk about the trackers. The 98 is my white one, and the O2 is this navy blue hoopty one, for lack of better terms. And if the lady who had it is watching today, she knows that I'm lovingly using that term. And I think the last time she was near the car, she goes, "Oh, now I understand why you said hoopty. It really is kind of hoopty, isn't it?" Like, yeah, just a little bit. But that's okay. This did not break my bank, although most of you know that by this time I have no more emergency fund. I was able to do something in Arizona that I didn't know was possible insurance wise. I was able to put my 98 into storage mode on my insurance, which lowered the insurance a lot every month for the monthly payment. So being able to add the new one on, it still costed me, I think it's $5 more than it did before when I had the tracker. I mean, when I had the 98. So it's minor, but it's a big help because, you know, it's the difference of between $65 and $160 or 100 and I forgot 100 and something. I don't have that in front of me. Don't hold me to that. But so that has helped to open that up. But this has been a few $100s. Let's say it's a little less than $600. Okay, and come on, hoopty cars. Sometimes you but this was she's practically giving me this car. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. So what an incredible blessing. Yeah, and I do think that it's a blessing. I'm going to go back and check your questions. So please ask me more because I don't know how I'm doing on this conversation this morning. So you pray it's a blessing. I see that, Iris. Yeah, yeah, and to give me a little more strength, physical strength, now that I'm through driving a car that's different to you. The very first time you drive, it's kind of weird, anyways, right? But I mean, if it's in pretty good shape, you don't have the like mental concerns. But when you see things like a hook holding the, like a hook holding the uh, glove box up, it's like seeing a vehicle that's got bungee cords holding the hood down, right? It's like, okay, what's going to happen? Is it going to be all right? Is this thing going to fly up at me? What else is broken that I haven't seen yet, right? Those are the kind of things that kind of, yeah, those are the kind of things that kind of go through your mind. And it's human. I don't think anybody doesn't do those in those situations. So, of course, what has happened is that I finally saw the car, then got inside, then drove it. And there's all this highway road construction going on right in front of all these people on this highway 376 that I broke down on. And so it's serious. But I figured what a better test for the car than to, hey, it's got air conditioning and it works. Okay. And it was like, run the air conditioner, sit with the car idling. And the first time because you got to wait quite a while for the pilot car to come. And so even though it was Sabbath, yeah, I know I like to keep my Sabbath as kind of a chill day, but it wasn't exactly yesterday. It's what's happened. So I put it in park the first time, and then I went, oh crap. How am I going to get it out of park? Because you have to like yank on this thing. So I was like, oh no. And then I'm sitting there while I'm waiting on the pilot car, and I'm like watching the temperature gauge to make sure nothing's doing anything, watching the idle on the Oh, you guys know what that gauge is called. I forgot what that gauge is called. Anyways, watching the idle thing and it's not doing anything weird and the temperature's not going up weird. And I was like, well, okay, this isn't too bad. And then I start looking around me because it's the first time I've kind of been in the car. And so I check the radio and it works. Whoa, okay. And I check the lights and I can't tell if they work because it can't. It was daytime and I couldn't like see the the inside parts, right? But the radio, radio worked, AM, FM. It's got a CD player in it or something, And then I start pushing buttons, and I pushed the emergency flasher button, and it couldn't turn it off. So I'm like, but the detailer guy was behind me because we had to go to the gas station to get to the ATM to get him money because I couldn't pay him with my apps, the things I had. So it kind of forced me to go do that test drive quickly without taking a rest and thinking about it. And I was so grateful he was there because he saw me banging the button trying to turn the flashers off. And he came up and he did something. He wiggled it different than I did and he was able to get it off. I was like, okay, don't hit that unless it's serious. So the windows are electronic, and the first time I put one down and up, it went real fast, and the second time I did it, it went down, and then it went slow. And so I don't know, but I'll be careful with these things. And then, then I get to the place where the ATM is and get him his money, take a deep breath, use the bathroom, get back in the car, go to the grocery store. And then he's on his way and I'm by myself. And it's like the first time you drive in the car by yourself without the emergency, if it breaks down, somebody's behind you thing. And it was like, okay, I got this. So it does 65 and it shakes a little bit, but not too bad. And I put it up to 70 to see how's that. And it was like, yeah, it shakes more between 65 and 70. Yeah, maybe I drive between 60 and 65 in this one for now. I don't know what I don't know what's happening. It's probably not horrible, but I never drove this car before. So, and I went to put gas in it. Oh my God. And it doesn't look normal in the gas tank. And I went to put the thing in and the gas thing doesn't fit. So I'm like, well, okay. Oh no, I'm going to have the mechanic look at that. Okay. So I put a few, like 3 gallons of gas in it or something. It is really good on gas. So I didn't put much gas in it, but because it splashed back at me and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on with this, but I'm going to have the mechanic check it. So I only put a little gas in because it was weird. And I was like, oh, I hope I don't have to be concerned. It's not like you could put the pump thing in and set it and wait for it to fill, and I got to have him check that so I feel better about it. But like I said, it's kind of a hoopty car. And it'll maybe be fine because it drove just fine. It didn't look like it was overheating or anything, It might actually be fine to get home with and then maybe keep or whatever as possibly just a spare that I store somewhere else when I'm not there because of the pack rats. I don't know. So, okay, ask me some more questions. I'm going to check y'all's messages right here. Fleet owner, I know, isn't that funny? Oh, Miss Bonnie. Bonnie, I saw that you're going to go down for Jules's get together party, camp together, whatever she's doing, and that's wonderful. Please hug her for me. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I'm not sure yet. There's a lot of not sures, and that tires us out when we are in not sures. So Amazon is my best bet. I don't know what that's for. SSR1 birthday today. Oh, that's great. I am not a birthday keeper, but happy you day. Call the vehicle patches. Oh, that's too funny. I'm writing that down because of the song. Patches, I'm depending on your son to pull the family through. That was a kind of sad, cool song. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm dependent on you. Okay, I had to write that down so I remember it. Patches, I'm dependent on you. Well, it doesn't have any like patched fenders or something. That would be even better because then you could like call it like, patches and it would be like a patchwork quilt or something. That's funny. It's a character car. You've had a couple of character cars, yeah. It looks like tires are okay, and evidently Mike, the mechanic, knew that that the late husband had rebuilt the front end within a year. So it's got like new bearings and I don't know what, but like I don't know whether it was tie rods and stuff, but down in that department, it was all kind of new a year ago. So he had to tighten a couple of hoses from that have something to do with their coolant system. Because he's had it a little bit, but he'll get it. I don't know if I'll get it over. He needs a day off too, so I don't know that I'm taking it over today. And so I may not be going to the DMV on Monday, which would have been more appropriate from their timeline. But I'm just going to have to do what I'm going to have to do. And I will have to drive it to Tonopah with no plates because I don't have another choice. But the guy at the DMV, when I called about that whole thing, he said, well, under the circumstances, you just blame it on us. We're closed. And the days that you had to have it at the mechanics, you just tell, if you get stopped, you just tell them that. It'll be okay. Oh, bye. All right. Oh, Tom, you're out here. It might have been the fuel pump or something. And yeah, it's not a bad fix if you can't reach something. It's just, if the carpet was in there, who would notice? And it's smart and whatever else. This guy was, he was older. And so he passed probably 8 months ago. But he was older and kind of, he was a prospector miner guy, and so he knew his mechanics, he knew his stuff, but making stuff pretty didn't matter to him. It was about, is it going to work? And work was more important than the pretty. So, and that's why. So, Tom, it's awful nice that you're out here. Thank you. So now I'm going down this list. And Tom, so part of what some of you guys may ask me further down, I don't know. The plan is a very loose guideline right now that I don't have any idea on timing because I want to make sure that the car will get me an 11.5-hour trip wherever. But the ideas I have in my own mind right now are that when I leave from here, I need to get to the DMV to get the proper trip permits that you can't get online if you're from out of state. So, and it's only a $10 fee for that. So I will be, the first piece of the trip will be to be in Tonopah, DMV to get that. And also Tonopah, Napa to get the light bulbs for the rear tail light because there's no place closer. So that's the first stop. The second stop that makes sense to me, once I'm cleared by the mechanic that it's safe enough to go, is to go to Pahrump. Now, I have to get close to Vegas. I thought about going to my friend Candy's house in Vegas, but she's off traveling. She was able to go to the Overland Expo East in Virginia. And so she's not home yet. So instead, I will go to Pahrump. In Pahrump, there's Tom, who's on here today, and there's a whole bunch of the Nomad community, including, my nails are dirty, I just noticed. Um, uh, Including like Tim Connolly, who's a really great mechanic as well, a very certified, talented. So just in case I need somebody, there's that. So I'll probably go there. Right now, the way I'm thinking, because I do have a small tent, I think that I will just pull the tent out, sleep in the tent, you know, probably when I get near people that know me better, I'll probably just like, again, sleep more than I need, more than normal, kind of just try to recruit who I am and what's going, you know, readjust, reset. A little bit tired. The brain cells are slow. But anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. And then, oh yeah, Babs. Hi, Babs. I love you, girl. I can't wait to see you. It is too bad that I can't take the motor out and put it in mine, but it doesn't fit. And it's okay. Um, um, a beater with a heater. Yeah, exactly, Mary. And an air conditioner, you know, thank you. Because I gotta go through Vegas to get over the Hoover Dam. I gotta go through Vegas to do that. So Pahrump in Vegas. And then I'm not thinking about any sightseeing on this trip. So again, let me try to pull my brain back. I'm thinking Tonopah, DMV, and light bulbs, DMV and Napa. Maybe more groceries by that time. I will be able to do things like I'll be able to put the refrigerator in it and all that. So I'll bring all my stuff so I can maneuver. And then Pahrump. And then from Pahrump, I'll probably make the next stop a quick stop in Kingman, and then Flagstaff. And then I might even overnight in Flagstaff, most likely. And then I will go home because it's only 3 hours from Flagstaff to go home. So that's the kind of plan, because I need to take care of whatever's going on with the rats at home. And I have a solution, because staying here this extra week while the homeowner was here, we discussed my rat problem, and she's got a rodent problem, but it's mostly pack rats at my place. And she's got gophers. And so I'd always wondered about those gopher stakes that are solar stakes, and they vibrate the ground and they annoy the, and I wondered if they'd work with the rats. And I see them working with the gophers, and she doesn't have like snakes close to them or anything. So that means the rodents are kind of up. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get some of those to protect the cabin when I'm gone. And then when I'm home, they have an on-off button on them, and they have an annoying sound. So when I'm home, I can turn them off if I want to, because I'll be there. So that's what I'm thinking about doing that. It's money, but I got to protect stuff. So, okay, let's see. So let's see. What was Babs had some, take the motor out of it. I know. But evidently the widow had already checked when she found out that I had the tracker. She evidently had already checked to see if the engine could be transferred, and found out that it couldn't. And then, so there we go. Okay, question. When are you going to show us? I'm so happy for you. I don't know when I'm going to show you, but I don't feel like doing it today. I apologize, but not today. It's navy blue. It's got a sunburn paint job. It's not pretty, but it's not horribly ugly. You know. Well, you can think what you want to, Tom. I will not take offense at that, but I will tell you that I can't wait to have my 98 back, and it is not a hoopty. But I am so frustrated at with the whole having to rebuild an engine. That's just takes, Yeah, it's navy blue. Boondocking with Boomer. Hi, how are you? Who's Boomer? I don't know you. Or do I know you and I don't know it? You're not Boomer. I mean, from back in the day, Boomer, are you? um, Hi, Joe, or Joseph Spinelli. How you doing? Light bulbs for LED lights. It just needs tail lights, so it's just a bulb thing. Um, I think the head. I didn't look at it close, but I think the headlights are a little foggy looking. But I'm not really worried about it. Oh, thanks. I couldn't laugh yesterday. It was just the stress and the exhaustion thing. Everything caught up yesterday. It was like I don't even. And when I got so I went to town and I did the shopping and things that I haven't been able to do by myself in forever. Stopped by the mechanic shop. The mechanic's wife and the kids were there, so I visited for a little while. The mechanic got to go off on a motorcycle ride with some of his buddies. Yes, to do something as well, but I think he was picking up some auto parts. He didn't realize to pick up bulbs for the tail light from me. But I hadn't talked to him yet, so um, so I'm so glad that he got to do that. And in the visiting with them, they've had a couple of really good things happen for them. So he'll be able to fix the shop car sooner. And his wife's parents helped buy a bunch of parts for her good SUV. So they'll be all back on the road soon. But he got a buttload of work to finish up. So that's a whole thing. Um, and yeah, yesterday I wasn't joking or laughing. Joanne, yeah, I know. But it did. Now by taking on the second vehicle, this made it so Howa can't help me anymore because I'm not at risk of being homeless on the road. So they can't help me anymore. So and they don't know yet about this because I didn't know what situation I was getting into. And until I drove it, I was like, I don't know if this thing will go 10 miles down the road. What do I know? I'm just looking at it, I don't know. And so it might do it, but I need to talk to the mechanic more. I need some more. Yeah. Okay. Joanne, it's nice to see you. Janet, there you are. How are you? Yeah, so Janet, you're whoops, I hit the wrong button. Go away thing. Go away. Um so you're hearing things. I hope you're catching up pretty good. Froze the patootie off in Belmont. Yeah, Belmont's probably getting cold lately. My company will cover a newly purchased vehicle for a certain number of days. Oh, I've already got my insurance on, so but yeah, I couldn't delay all those things the way the widow felt about doing legal forms and stuff like that. We put the right dates on, we were careful, and it's all good. It's minor. I'm not going to worry about it. When is the Virginia Overland event? Now, like right now, today. Today's probably the last day if yesterday wasn't. So, Overland Expo, like now. And I don't remember which town. I was supposed to be there teaching a class, but so much for that. We'll be at Flagstaff in the spring, hopefully. Me. Yes, I still am having my 98 engine rebuilt and fixed. Absolutely. Still doing that. Love my tracker, want it back. My 98. I'm probably going to add to the 98 offset rims. And I'd like to fix up the paint job and a roof rack and a few things like that. But that's down the road. And it's going to cost me quite a little bit more just because of this vehicle situation. It allows me to allow, it helps the mechanic to be able to work on what's vital for him, do mine just a little slower. And so um, it might be spring. I don't know. Let's put it this way. I don't know when mine will be ready, and I don't know when I will come back after it. But it could be November, a couple of months. No, this is October, probably not November. It could be a couple of months. It could be spring. I don't know. But I've made some good friends here, and it'll be okay. However it happens, it'll be okay. And Miss Tina, some of you know her as Tina ZenQuest. She has offered to be, well, offered to be the one to bring me back to get it. So I have a ride back when it's time. Mm-hmm. And I am eating on camera and talking with my mouth full. So I was enough kind of wiped out by the time I got home last night. It was hard to visit with the family and everything, but I got here and there was this little beautiful little present with my name on it from the homeowner. And I was like, I can't open that package. I'm going to cry. I don't know what she's left for me, but I know whatever that note says, I am going to cry. And I just can't. I can't. So I took a breather. I changed clothes. I brought my sleeping bag in and made the bed on the love seat. I mean the window seat. I put on something to cook for dinner because it's been a while since I've had what I call a regular meal, and so I put my food on the stove, sat down with a I let myself have a sparkling water that was flavored, whatever. I just let myself. So I thank you guys for all the thumbs up and everything. Thank you for even being here this morning. Because I thought about canceling on y'all, but I was like, no, I need you guys as much as some of you need the consistency and you like the consistency of coming and visiting with each other. I was like, yeah. So I was like, I came out for y'all and knew that it would make me feel a little better. And telling the story helps it to kind of wash through your system. So yeah, so I did all of that and had this drink with an ice cube in it, the sparkling water that was a little bit flavored with an ice cube in it. And I just sat here for a while. I kept looking at that and I was like, I can't. So I texted a couple of people I needed to make sure I texted. And then I was like, I am going to cry if I open that thing. I do not want to have water coming from my eyes again. I just can't handle any more today. And so I finally opened it. And of course I cried. But okay, so some of you all saw on Facebook that she had made me the heart. And so I made this, it's on one of those little clips. But I made it so I can hang this from the rear view mirror in the car until I get home, where this will go on the wind chime, I believe. Well, maybe it won't now. But so that I had put on Facebook the other day. Well, this is the present she made me. She made me a little goddess, the same colors, and it has a navel jewel and a hanger hook thing. So maybe this one goes on the wind chime, who knows? But how sweet. And it's my colors, right? I'm really into these colors are very much me. So that was really lovely of her to do that. So oh, y'all know that I'm reconnecting and talking to my son more, and working on that relationship. And I had the opportunity to talk to my, I guess you say, daughter-in-law. So, well, they are married, okay. It's just different for me to use those terms. So I had a conversation with her this week, which is kind of good. So patches. Oh no. Am I going to have to get vanity license plates with the name of the car? See, the 98 gets vintage plates when I get back. Um, that's interesting. And I might put Simply Lesa or an abbreviation of Simply Lesa, right? I don't know how many characters. I'll have to work that out on the 98. But on the O2, maybe I can put patches as the license plate. I don't know how much that costs. Hi, Judith. Nice to see you. We'll have to see if I can put that on there. And I want to change, on my 98, I have the Simply Lesa decals all over it. The paint job's gonna need some work, but the I want to switch from the decals along the on the paint to like chrome from Canada, chrome the Van City Van Life. I want to switch to having the decal on the glass sideways that says my YouTube channel or Chevy Tracker Travels or something. I'm not sure. But anyways. Cool, Betty Joe. Yeah, something. Oh, yeah. So I'm not sure how to think about all this yet, but when I was coming home to here, coming home here, I did realize that maybe this car really can make the trip. So, but I just need the mechanic to work the bugs out for me. Oh, Judith, that's a thing. Yeah, that's true. They are, and I am just fine with decals on the glass. Tom, I'm still thinking about how you think my 98's a hoopty. It is not a hoopty. It is fun and it's a good vehicle. It's just the engine thing. And if anything happens with an engine again on that 98, I'll do the 2.0 swap because I know right up here where there's a 2.0 engine swap in a tracker that could be had for not much. And I would snag that and move the 2.0 swap over. But I didn't plan on all this. The dream vehicle was, I'm talking with my mouth full, but the dream vehicle was always a Jeep Wrangler, but I can't afford one. And yeah, I'd love an older one, but I need one that's automatic. And yeah, I don't know. I like the an O2 Saharas that have the camel interior and they're white on the outside. That's the ones I like with a hard top. That would be nice. Yeah. Yep. But whatever. This is what God's bringing me. And so I've just been rolling with the flow, doing the best I can, helping where I can help. Because sometimes I got more time than I got money. Wow, look at this. For me, I'm seeing that there's 13 of you here and 12 thumbs up. Thank you so much. So yeah. So I don't know what I'm doing besides trying to get home to protect the cabin from the critters. I don't know how long I want to be there. I don't know, but I know I want to do it camping together with you guys and stuff like that. Iris, Do you have do you have a way to stay warm inside your minivan? Are you going to stay in the Flagstaff area another week or so, or are you already moving south? I know Tiny already went down to Havasu or somewhere, so. But at least with the general ideas that I've got for the trip away from here, at least I'm building in getting close to mechanical support and moral support. That's what I'm getting close to. How are we doing? Are you guys getting enough information? I know I'm just eating now. Mm, tired. Good tired. I'll be all right. I wondered yesterday, I was wondering if my MS was going to start bothering me because my muscles in my leg were getting sore. And I just think it was the stress, you know. Um because I've been moving around just fine. I think the stress was really bothering me. So, well, taking a you get in fight or flight, and any places where your body's weak, it'll show up. And so I'm pretty much aware that's what was happening. Okay. Okay. So, Miss Iris, if you're going to stay there a week, if we'll stay in touch because I know you've been on my SimplyLesa phone number. You've been able to text me no problem. So we'll stay in touch because if I leave here like Monday or Tuesday, I will catch up with you in Flagstaff this week and camp with you a night or two or something on my way to the cabin. How's that? I'm I'm inviting myself into your camp and talking with my mouth full. Yeah. Oh yeah. Are you still up there, Betty Joe? Because I'll stop and see you too. I have you. For some reason I would have thought you had already gone south. I didn't even ask you because I'll stop and see you too. I know you up there. If y'all want. Okay, cool. And I think Tom's in Pahrump at the event at the Hawa event in Pahrump. So I'll see Tom in Pahrump. I'll make sure I catch up with you. I'm I don't have I might have 3 stickers left, but I don't think y'all want those stickers because they're the 98 tracker. You're gonna want some different sticker probably. But I've only got a few stickers, so I don't have I'll have to think about the sticker thing because I don't have the money to buy stickers right now, but or to order them. But I know some of y'all are sticker fiends in this crowd, so oh, okay. Cool, cool. Are you okay with that heart test you had? Oh, oh, that's wonderful news. Oh, that's wonderful news. Oh, hi, Bernie. Bernie, you have been such a godsend with the little messages that you send me every once in a while. And at what time was it? 3 o'clock the other morning. Thank you so much. A lot's happened. You'll go back and rewatch this, I'm sure. Oh, okay. Okay, Iris. I the woman that owns this house, the homeowner here, gave me some foam that I can put where the carpet's missing in the back of the car. So I might be able to make a bed in the car so that I could sleep at a Walmart or a Cracker Barrel or something. But I'll figure that out maybe this afternoon. I have a few things to do here at this house to have this nice for her when she comes back. Well, if I can get these things done today, because I don't know if I'm leaving tomorrow or what the deal is, but um, I need to make the fig jam. That doesn't take long. I need to, oh, paint the door and get the weather stripping on. Let that dry and get the weather stripping on. Those are the two big things here. And then I got to have the mechanic look at the car again. Then I can decide when I'm leaving. And then I need to move my, well, no, I have to have the mechanic look at the car. It'll only take probably 20 minutes to put my stuff out of the tracker in the car. It's not like I have that much. So, mm, okay. Well, finished breakfast. Well, and we've gotten it an hour chat too. And that's the end of the coffee. I've been loving this coffee mug. I think it's the shape. I think I just love the shape of cup. I don't know. But this one just fits my hand good. Mm. Oh, that's right, Iris. George is right about that. Some of the off-road groups, they will tow you out to the blacktop so that you can, so that if AAA needs to come get you. That is very true. That's possible. Many of my overlander crowds will do that. We help each other, kind of things. Um, all right, I'm gonna sit back because you all have helped me this chit chat. I have my to-do list. I have notes. I have a name for the car. I wasn't even thinking about naming the car. Um, I finished my breakfast. I know what I got to do later when I'm more awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm waking up. I woke up with y'all because I was like just a little tired. And in between the little projects, I'll go out to the car because it's sitting out there, and I'll go out to the car and I'll putz, look at what's possible. I'll take a tape measure out like I usually do, and I probably won't film all of that because I'm exhausted. This has been a challenge. Um, and it's not over yet. So, but I will a little at a time go out there and see what's possible, what needs to be done. Can I fit in the back? Because the seats don't fold like on my tracker do. They fold like they did on the old Honda Passport I had, where the butt of the seats goes forward and then the back of the rear seat goes down. And so I got to measure. Maybe diagonally I can fit. I'm not sure. Most people end up taking the butts of the seat off. Hi, Jeremy. Jeremy, you'll probably go back later and watch this from the beginning. I just sat back here where my back hurts. Um, Anyway, well, that was wiggly, wasn't it? Um, but you may want to go back because Jeremy, I told everybody about the hoopty car that they've now named Patches. So it might actually run. I've driven it now. I know when I spoke to you yesterday, Jeremy, I was wigged out. It was like just too much stuff coming at me. And I care about other people. So this widow that was practically this widow really wants the car to not be in this valley where she has to see it again. And so every time we would do something, or she would, or it would need to be moved or something like that, she's reliving and grieving her husband, her late husband, more and more. And so I'm was being very careful to be supportive and helpful and to hold my nervousness and only speak about my nerves with my friends. So George of Tiny GPS, Tammy hears it in the background, but George, my neighbor Brent, and Jeremy, you have heard more than most anybody else has, because it was like, I'm falling apart here and I can't talk to anybody about it right now. So y'all, please, please answer the phone. Yeah. So it's worked out. Y'all have helped me pull through this, and maybe I can actually start moving toward Arizona soon. Maybe this week. Thank you, Iris. I think, even though we're a small group out here, I think we have connections that are pretty cool. Um, I hope that uh, we continue this, and I can continue to do whatever it is I do that helps y'all, that helps draw this kind of people to our Sunday mornings, because it feels good to me that we look out for each other and we pray for each other, and or whatever you do, because I just use that term, whatever. And that we just are there for each other, even if it's only emotionally, because we're not rich, we're just normal people. And I'm not trying to portray myself. Did I slur my words? Um, I'm not trying to portray myself as a, a, a person who's better than somebody else. That's why Simply is even attached to my name. It's just about, I ain't nothing but what you are. It's like just. But I thought about doing just Lesa, but it just doesn't like feel right. But Simply, like, I ain't nobody special. I'm just like you are. I got no money. Life is a, a bunch of curveballs and challenges, and we just moving right along. Yep. Oh, and what was it? Betty Joe, you sent me the coolest video the other day about how sometimes when we're in the holding pattern or the middle of one of these difficulties or something, I don't remember exactly. I may not say this exactly, Betty Joe, but that I just keep going back and rewatching that little, I think it was a short video from somebody. And it was about how sometimes we're in the middle of it. We can't see the other side, but we keep talking to God or whatever, right, about it. And after a minute, you see a hand come at you because you can't see clearly through whatever's going on, and you can't see the path to walk through, right? And then there's a hand, and then if you reach out to it and it's God. And he like grabs your hand and pulls you through, and you walk right through the middle of it. And that is what this feels like. And it's been a series of, okay, breathe, just breathe. And 10 minutes later, there's another part that just falls in place. And it doesn't have much to do with any decision making or anything else. And some of it's other people or whatever else. But deep breath, here we go. And so here we go again. Yeah, deep breath. I'm going to bring this hoopty car. Okay, patches. Okay, I'll have to start saying it. Uh, uh, um, looks like after the mechanic checks it good, looks like I'll be able to. Yeah, the footprints in the sand is good too, Jeremy. Um, uh, so, but it looks like I might be able to maneuver driving this car, hoopty or not, back to the property, get home. At some point, I'll go ahead and place an Amazon order for those stakes for rodent controls that vibrates the ground to try to help with the rats because they helped this lady at this house. So I will place an order to order those, even though it might cost me $100. Not for just one set. I'm talking about some multiple things. But like one set's probably $30 or $40. And there's another set that's like flashy eyeballs that when something hits the motion sensor, instead of a light coming on, like some of my solar lights at the cabin just come on as a solar light with a motion sensor when something trips the motion sensor. But some of these, they will come on and they will flash small red lights that look like eyeballs from an animal, like a cat or something. And so it'll scare some of the other animals away. So that's another $28 or $30 for those. So there's a couple of sets of things I'll do to try to help keep the rats away when I'm gone again. Because I always wondered if those would help, but I wasn't sure until this homeowner has some out there, and hers have a sound, and the sound would drive a dog freaking crazy, but they have an off button on them so that when I'm home, you could just turn them off. So I don't know which ones I'm getting, if I'm getting sound ones or only the light flashy thing, but I'll get something to try to see if it will help with the rats so that maybe I can be gone a couple of weeks or a month or something and not have the same problems or the same urgency or whatever. I think that makes sense. So that's right. He will get me home in his time. And it may be a process, but yeah, I know the wildlife will figure it out. Do know that because they're smart. And that's what happens when you guys put those flashy things under your car or the lights or whatever, or whatever they do. Oh crap, Charlie horse. See, being in fight or flight a lot, this is not MS. This is a Charlie horse. And that hurt just then. But being in flight or fight mode of stress, the kind of stress I've been through the last 2 days, um, it's like my muscles are exhausted. So yeah, my body does some things. All right. And yeah, absolutely. And rodents figure things out real quick. So what it'll take is that I might be okay for a few weeks, and then I'll go home, or I'll ask the neighbor to go down and we move those, just move them around a little bit I think it said about every month or every 2 months you should move the locations. And the eyeball ones, you put them at different heights for different animals. That's kind of interesting. So I know it'll be a series of using them and not using them. You're right, Jeremy. They will. They'll figure it out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But sometimes it's just like, not but sometimes. Right. You're right. God's had my back all the way along. I'm just tired. And right in the middle of it, I talked to him an awful lot. Like yesterday when I was driving the car for the first time, in kind of one of those awkward, like, gotta do it now, don't have a choice. Thank you, God, because then I didn't get to rest first. I didn't get to like figure it out. I didn't get to like practice. It was just go, do it. I did. I did. Been there, done that, got that over with. And but like I said, I have a couple of projects for today, and one. Okay, God, that muscle. And then I got to take it by the mechanics again. And oh, thank you, Jeremy. I pray often that I can be a good example. And when I pray, I make it really, really important to pray that I want God to change my will to be His will. And whatever I ask for, to make it best for the most, not only for me. Not to not give me what I ask for if it's not the best for the most, in whatever, for the most, or for the all. Because I only know my little piece. Do you guys remember that email that went around maybe in the 90s? Went around talking about how our relationship with God is similar to the relationship of a young child playing on the floor with an adult who's doing needlework, like embroidery or something. And when they were stitching, skipperdoodle, and when they were stitching the needlework on the top, they know what they're making for a picture. It's beautiful. But if you're the child sitting on the floor playing with toys, the bottom of it looks like a tangled mess of threads or yarns. And so we don't know what that picture on the top is if we're the child and God's the one making the embroidered picture or whatever it is. And so the relationship we have with God is we think it's a mess. But boy, do I love, you know, dark teal blue and all the blues and greens, because I do, right? I love those colors right there. Well, if my stuff fits there, instead of what I try to do is instead of asking for, can I only have the blues and greens? I try to ask for, hey, I can only see this, and I love the blues and greens. Can I have more of that? But if it's not good for the whole picture, don't give it to me. That's what I try to do when I do. And so, yeah, I ask to be a good example. I ask for wisdom. I ask for patience. I ask for gentleness and kindness. Um, I ask that I'm loving and that I know I'm loved, because that's a place that in my life I have not felt loved much. And so I ask that I pay attention and that I notice that I'm not only am I loving toward others, but that I know I'm loved. I asked for all those kinds of things, and I ask for you guys as well that you're supportive to each other. I ask that you all are granted wisdom as you go through things, and I ask for incredible blessings for y'all. And so, and if, and especially, while I've been around the mechanic and his family, I knew they were struggling with how they were going to fix the shop car as well as the car that the wife is using to run the kids that 40 miles back and forth to school and soccer practice and stuff. And to have that incredible situation where somebody bought them all the auto parts to fix her good SUV. What a blessing! What a miraculous blessing! Because I've been praying for miracles for all of us lately. So this is wonderful. Okay, let me see. Carry fluids, avoid mechanics. I will try to do that, Skipper Doodle. The I think it will get me home, and I will be careful, but I am having it checked here by this guy's a good mechanic. I know I've had a couple of people, one of you are on here. I was a little pissed with you the other day, but that's okay. I love you still. Not mad at you. Didn't get offended. I was, oh, ticked off. This mechanic knows what he's doing. He's not slacking. It's just 4 freaking hours from here for him to get to a machine shop. It's not like he can drive on the other side of town to get to a machine shop. It's 4 hours to Reno and it's 4 hours to Vegas. And all the machine shops at the other towns around here have all closed down. Rent was too high, the guys got too old, whatever it was. And so it's a thing. But anyways, yes. So I'm having he's an excellent mechanic. And Jeremy has talked to him. I don't think George I don't think you talked to him. G talked to him because G was talking to him about an electronic thing. Jeremy talked to him. Oh, and Stan. Uh, they all those guys. So I know this guy knows what he's doing. My mechanic buddies checked him out for me, so not a problem. Yeah, but he just can't get parts easily. We're in the middle of Nowheresville. When I talked to Sue Ann from Hawa about that, Sue Ann went, "Oh, I know exactly where you are. You're right. You're in the middle of nothing." She like, "You lucky you found a mechanic." I was like, "Yeah, I think so." So anyway, well, I got this. You're right. Let's see. Let me look back up here because I saw. And so, yeah, I'll avoid mechanics and drive safely. Absolutely, I will. I probably won't drive fast, fast, fast because, like I said, when I was driving it yesterday, it's 40 miles where I went, 40 miles there, and then 40 miles back. So the temperature gauge didn't do anything. I got to figure out that gas tank a little bit. That was awkward to me, so I didn't put much gas in it yet. And then, look at a couple things, but it ran fine. I think I'll drive it between 60 and 65 as far as speed goes and not try to like push it because between 65 and 70 it was a little shaky, not bad. I don't think there's any problem. Don't take that wrong. Uh, uh, I didn't see a problem. Uh, the shaken was not like death wobble or anything, but it just was like yeah uncomfortable. So I'll probably drive a little slower. No big deal. But I think I have a kind of good loose plan, guide, whatever you want to call it, for going from here, then only an hour away to the first stop, get that stuff taken care of, the legal stuff. Then go to Pahrump, Tom, Tim, check in with Sue Ann, maybe see Bob for a second, right? Just check in with people real quick. And then, well, I'm saying real quick, it could turn into a couple of days, who knows? And then head toward probably a gas stop in Kingman is pretty normal to me, and then go on to Flagstaff, maybe an overnighter, and then go home. Uh, that's that's the general plan. In case you guys weren't here the first time. Uh, Yeah, I like that too. I didn't realize you guys, yeah, it was an email that went, before all the social media memes and everything, it was a thing that we used to do as we need it, not what we want. Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And the being able to see, and I ask for, Jeremy, I ask for that, being able to see clearly without a shadow of a doubt that that's the right way. You know, yeah, not so I'm not confused by the thing to step through. And the way this has been going, it's exactly. It's as if he just reached out, and I can't see the hand even, but it's like I'm being asked to step off the cliff again. And okay, here I come. Please grab me. Please grab my hand as I step off the cliff, because I'll make the little jump, but I'm hoping you're on the. Of course, you're on the other side. You've always been on the other side, and of course, you're grabbing me. It's not, yeah, but it's yeah, it's a little. It's been a thing. This hasn't been easy. Yeah, that's true. It could be that the tires need balancing, or maybe it needs a little. I haven't even looked at whether it's towed in or out, or I haven't even looked at that stuff. I don't know if the mechanic looked, because I have not been with the car and Mike, the mechanic over here. I haven't been in the same place as the two of them yet. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, because he needs his day of rest, uh and I don't have to go at any particular time. So exactly, it's just like, the old Mario Brothers, or those video games. It's like, just put them up in the air, something will be there. Yeah, yeah. Who's this? Stevie? Hi. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm not quite sure who this is, but you're speaking as if you know me really well. So yeah. Yes, thank you so freaking much. Yeah. It looks like I should be able to. It's just a little more checking the vehicle so that I feel just a little bit safer. I want to, like I said, that the putting gas in the gas tank thing, it just didn't look right to me, and it was awkward. And so just want to talk that out with the mechanic, make sure I know what I'm doing, because it's not, well, I'm not going to, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that right now, but whatever. It's just, those double checks and things and make sure everything's on the up and up. But I drove it 80 miles yesterday with no problem. So if it'll do that, it'll probably take me. I thought about look for mud in the back of the rims. Oh yeah, well that's real possible. I wonder. Let's make a note. I wonder if Tonopah has a do-it-yourself um, car wash, because when the detailer came, he didn't wash the outside of the car. I've, but he didn't bring his power washer either, or he brought it and something wouldn't work with it. I don't know the whole. But anyway, so yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Stevie. I appreciate that. Thank you for being a thank you for being a subscriber, a sub. And thank you for being here. I'm glad you could too. Because guys, honestly, I thought about canceling this morning. I was really wiped out. But this has been good, because I feel like my thoughts are more organized after talking with you all this morning. I have a little to do list, and my energy's better. Of course, I ate breakfast with you this morning. So I feel a little better. And it is very possible that things will smoothly pull together, and I might actually leave here Monday. And even even this thing where in Nevada you can drive the vehicle for 3 days after you take the title. So after the date on the title, for 3 days you can drive the car to get it to either a mechanic or it's not written in black and white that way, but the basic intent is to get it to a mechanic or to get to the DMV to get your proper plate or moving permit, moving permit. And for me, being from out of state, you can't do those things online. So I have to go to the DMV. It was supposed to be within 3 days, not 3 business days, but 3 days. And I think I got the title on Thursday, but I didn't see the car till Friday. No, wait. I saw the car on Friday. Then I actually saw inside the car and whatever else on yesterday on Sabbath. And so that's technically 3 days. Well, or Sunday is, right? So, um, so the guy on the phone told me, because I called to say, so is it 3 business days? Am I going to get in trouble because I'm not from here and I can't find another way? He said, no, you got to come to a DMV. But he said, so if you come Monday, he said, even Tuesday, if you had to, he said, if you get stopped on the way, you blame us for not being opened, you'll be okay. I was like, okay. That feels weird, but that's how rural it is out here. And I know where I gotta go. It's not a hard place to get to, so that'll all be okay. So it is getting more solidified. I just, a little bit of my input is I want the mechanic to have a little more input on what's happening with the car before I drive. That's all. And from those two things I'm just repeating to you just now. Okay, Jeremy, love you, buddy. I'll be seeing you soon. But from what I was just repeating to you just then, I'm really thinking. Oh, I didn't mute the phone today. I'm really thinking that even if I'm over with the mechanic tomorrow, as long as I finish up these couple of things here, if I'm over with the mechanic for a few hours tomorrow, even if I do the 1 hour drive down to Tonopah, I could, if I figure it out, I could sleep in the car at the DMV if I miss their hours, their opening hours, and go in Tuesday morning. So that makes sense. There we go. Look, that gives me more time. So, and I'm getting ready to go. I'm tired. To watch, been subscribed for a while. Enjoy the channel and the content. Thank you. I need to put some more channel videos out on YouTube, but I will. Someday I will. I've got lots of content and video and stories. Get some things done. Okay, Iris. Sweeps a donut out of the carpet. There you go, girl. I'll see you later on, Iris. I think I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Y'all have a wonderful week. Remember to pray for each other. Let's see, Jeremy lost his father recently. Just remember that grief and stuff's not all the way over with. If, just in case, the woman who has been the homeowner here and the widow of that has helped me get this car, pray for her as well. Those people as well. They have been wonderful. This woman, the homeowner, obviously going to be a friend for a little bit. Yeah, it's already on my insurance, Jeremy. That's all taken care of, and I've got the title, and yeah, it'll be with me. Not a problem. All my paperwork's in one place, so got it. And I think you're right. The being concerned thing, probably not such a big deal. I mean, even if I couldn't manage Tonopah, I could probably get all the way to Pahrump and go to Pahrump's DMV. I could probably do it down there. Anyway, but keep people in your thoughts. Don't forget that Catherine and Homer are still in Snowflake, but I think they're kind of settled, though they're not where they want to be in the future. But for the moment, they're kind of safe. But their motorhome is not in good shape. I think that the last I heard, I think if I have this right, Catherine, I think the last I heard was that they really want to find a place to move to permanently in Quartzsite. They would like to relocate to Quartzsite full time because they're getting up in age. And there's a pretty small but good Mormon community there. And I believe that Catherine and Homer are a Mormon family. So that's what they're like. That's what they're wanting to do. So you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Can't think. Yeah, your father. Yeah. I was trying to think what else was going on to remember. Rebel Miner still working on cars, as I remember. He's kind of a buddy pal. I I don't have. I don't. I've never camped with him, but I just relate well with Rebel Miner. I don't know what it is. We haven't sat around a campfire together, but we've talked cars, and I don't know. It just kind of feels some stuff. Um, so y'all and SSR or SRR. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. Miko? Nico. Anyways, it's good to see you. I'm glad you are out here. You all have a wonderful week. And I'll see you back here next Sunday. Maybe from the road. Who knows? Or maybe from the cabin. Who even knows at this stage of the game? But y'all, yeah, and keep me in your prayers still. It ain't over. But and especially, extra travel prayers for anybody, moving around because it's a thing. And y'all be safe. Have a great week. Ciao.